about resolution. Karita says he might be ready to lose his temper and realize it's time to cool off. He's going to take a swim. Alex says, plus if Olmo thinks Ase is in line, there's a reason he doesn't follow. Well, that's kind of why I was thinking that it could be that it could be a question of Olmo doesn't want to continue to attempt to restrain Ase because of the damage that it's doing, the damage that their elemental conflict is doing. And in order for Olmo to think that Ase is in line, Ase has to at least ostensibly be in line, which implies that he's afraid of Olmo. And Karita says he isn't patient and wise in Manwë fashion, but if he is Lord of the Waters, he needs to be mature enough to keep his cool when needed to protect the coast and relationship with Ase. Okay. That was Karita that just said that part. Okay. If Olmo is worried that he's going to lose his temper, Ase would have to say something that was exacerbating the situation, which he could. Here's the thing. I don't see Ase. Ase is not trying to fool Olmo. He's not a liar. He's a force. Ase isn't sneaky. Karita is agreeing. So he has to still be in. He's got to still be in direct rebellion when this confrontation ends. I'm tired. Alex says there. I think there may have been more to that. Just maybe. Maybe. Okay. Ase's not a sneaky guy. I don't see him backing off with and leaving the implication in Olmo's mind that it's going to be okay now. Because it reduces the power of Ase's rebellion. It does. It puts him in a weaker position. I really want to know what the rest of what Alex was going to say is. I'm very curious. Just a second. Okay, I can wait a second. Maybe two. I don't know. I don't know if I can wait more than 2 seconds. All right. I'm trying to think of I hate that. Okay. So I'm thinking to skip forward a little bit and then come back to this in a little bit, but I really don't want to do that because I'm afraid that we won't. If they both come at it from a position of strength, if they're both leaving in a position of strength, that can be done. All that has to happen is, it's like in any scene where like there's somebody who's about to do something anti-establishment, something criminal, and there's somebody who is on the side of the establishment, law enforcement, or whatever it is, and the two of them have a close relationship, and they have a conversation where the anti-establishment person is saying they're going to do something that the establishment person has to stop them from doing, and the establishment person says, I'm going to have to stop you if you decide to do that, and the anti-establishment person says, you do whatever you have to do. I feel like that's a way. There's a difference between being sneaky and devious. While Ase might not be naturally devious, he would be devious while in active rebellion. I don't think he would. I really don't. He's too much of an in-your-face kind of guy. He drops the Teleri in the middle of the ocean and says, no, I can't. I'm not bringing them all the way over. I'm just not. And in the original, like, I think in the Lost Tales version, he's just like, Elmo, you can't make me. It's just not, like, it just doesn't seem like who he is to do that. And it makes it seem like he needs to do that. You know, we kind of want the audience to be thinking that maybe this could not work out in Olmo's favor. Is what I'm saying making any sense? I feel like it's making sense, but I could be wrong. Kurita says if they are fighting verbally and the water around them reflects their lack of harmony, then Ase says something that reveals he isn't evil, just frustrated. The water can calm down. Olmo knows what he needs, that he needs to find a way to talk to him in a way that will make sense, but doesn't know what that is yet. He leaves, enter Unin. Okay. What would that something he could say be? I am over. Kurita says that was Kurita, by the way. Kurita also says I am open to input. Obviously, this is a tough one. This is a very tough one. I had not thought this was going to be as difficult as it is proving to be. Okay. All right. I want to try to make that work. Let me see. So, Olmo knows that he needs to. Okay, what could he possibly say that reveals he isn't evil? What could he say? I don't know. He could say. Kurita says, I had not thought that this would be as difficult as it is proving to be. Catchphrase of the whole project, maybe? Yeah. How hard could it be, you know? No, I'm just thinking, like, this particular thing, I knew that the entire project was going to be difficult. This particular nugget, I didn't know was going to be something that would cause this much consternation. Kurita says he could say something along the lines of along the same lines of what Ale says to Eru. Ase was made to smash and create storms. He's being hemmed in. Yeah. Yes. Yes. He says to him, "This. I can't stop. I can't keep not being who I was made to be." Alex says, "Honestly, a lot of this is going to be choices of the actor. I was thinking that this would be a misunderstanding in communication. Ase says something that can be taken two different ways. He means it in one way, but Olmo thinks he means something different. Not active sneakery, just failure to communicate." I do like that better. I do. I also really like the idea of saying something to the effect of, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And everybody keeps stopping me. Everybody keeps building walls to stop me from what I'm supposed to do. Karita says he doesn't mean to be evil and ruin everything, but the energy of his needs to go somewhere. Yes, my dog is kind of like that. Alex says that's what I meant by devious, a poor waitress. You get stuff. I really do like the idea of him going back to, this is my purpose. This is a bad comparison, but it's like keeping a sheepdog or a sled dog in an apartment. I know this is exactly what I'm dealing with. I'm in a small apartment. It's not that small, but it's a 1-bedroom apartment. And we have a dog. Yes, I have a dog. She is half Australian cattle dog. And so she's a herding dog, and she likes to run at full gallop as fast as she can go everywhere. And it's just not the space, and we're gone a lot. We're not home quite a bit. And so it's rough on it. Nimoy. He's very obedient most of the time. Come here. But occasionally she does things that she's not supposed to do. Yes. I did not name her. My wife is trying to hold her up, which she shouldn't, because she's really too big to do this with. Okay, put her down. Anyway, sorry. So yes, she's very adorable. She's also a maniac, like Ase, who we're talking about. Aussie, got it. Okay, I get it. Ha 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 ha. Okay. I'm trying to think of a way to combine these two ideas because I think they're both really good. So, okay. So, Ase delivers this line, and Omo kind of sees where he's coming from a little bit better. But he says, if you keep going down this path, you're going to have to, like, I'm not going to be able to, I can't allow it to continue. And Ase kind of replies in a non-committal way. Or maybe he says something to the effect of, I understand, and Omo kind of, but here's the problem. If Omo comes away from this conversation believing that it's fixed, believing that it's going to be okay without him intervening, we have to have several more conversations in order to get back to him, to Unin coming out. Because Ase has to continue making a wreck of things, and we have to have more conversations where the other Valar where Aule in particular wants to get involved and take this guy out. And Ulmo doesn't, and more conversations of Ulmo not really knowing what to do about it. if we give Omo an insight into Ase's thinking, before Ase takes off, we give Omo reason not to chase him. Okay. Yes. And I think that we can deliver those two lines, have Ase turn and go, and Omo, yeah, it's very non-committal. I agree. And then and Omo returns to his halls, has a conversation with Unin. Unin says, I think I can fix this. I think I can work this out. Goes to Ase, and they actually have a physical showdown. And Kurita says, and it doesn't seem like Omo is just bluffing to get the problem child back in line, which I like. Yeah. So maybe Unin goes to Ase, and they actually get into it. Alex says, guys, this crap happens all the time on House of Cards. Politics is brutal. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. So Ase is doing his thing. Then Unin, who has had a long day smashing ice, is not going to put up with nonsense. Yes. So Ase, okay. You guys can tell me if this is too out there. So Ase is doing his thing, smashing things, and Unin comes along, gets it, kind of blindsides him, and the two of them have it out for a while. When they finally do actually talk, Unin is like, is this what you want? Because this is what you're doing. Yes, absolutely. Unin should come out of nowhere like a missile. Alex says, yes. Like a torpedo. A torpedo. Anyway, so the two of them have it out physically. And there was some talk of her putting, of course, Alex says, yeah. There was some talk of her putting Ase in a chokehold. And maybe she says, with her hair, her super long hair that extends to all the rivers of the earth. Anyway, and she says to him, is this what you want? Because if you keep following in the direction you're going, this is what this looks like. You're having a good time and doing whatever you want, but you're setting yourself up against everybody else, including me. And B, you're going to wind up even more restrained than before. Kurita says she's his peer. She doesn't need to manage him carefully, just give him straight talk. I care about you, but you are being an idiot moment. I've had talks like this with my husband and siblings before. Chokeholds included. Okay. Having some film discussion with Kurita, learning stuff all about her. Anyway, could she use her hair to restrain him like a net? Yes. Yes, she could. Absolutely. And she says, this is what this looks like. This is what you, setting yourself up to do whatever you want, looks like. Karita says, martial arts family, don't worry, abuse-free house. I didn't think of that. Anyway. So she says, this is what this looks like, and I was listening to the podcast and they were saying that, that Ase says something to the effect of, well, I thought you would come with me. And then my thought of the comeback was, of course, that she says to him, and this is a little cliche at this point, but she says to him, you didn't think at all. You didn't think about us at all. This is the result of you thinking about you. Karita says it would be easier to use hair like a rope more than a net, but I'm sure our hair and makeup team is up to the challenge. Our non-existent hair and makeup team. Yes, they are. Karita says, shh. Okay. But dialogue-wise, do you think the dialogue that I'm describing is kind of going in the right direction? I think it works, Karita says. I'd watch this. We barely even talk anymore. I'll say whips her hair back inside. Well, they're talking now. They were talking 40 minutes ago. Okay. So Asa's brought back into the fold. Alex says we just can't make her hair look like webs. Wrong, Maya. Watch out! Karita has a rather disturbing fascination with Ungoliant, so be careful. Karita says, have a cute dolphin in the background looking back and forth sadly like a puppy when the owner's fight. That might be a little much, Karita, but it would be adorable.